Hey folks, welcome to That Stereo Guys channel. I'm the Stereo Guy, that's what they call me. I'd like to introduce you to our channel. We'll be doing a lot of different projects. It's not necessarily based on just one thing. It's more in just a life, what I do on a daily basis, not necessarily just coming in and hooking up a radio. That's not all we do here. And just life in general too at home. And you know, we have a lot of projects going on. We're currently growing, so we're going through some expansion process. We're doing a lot of remodeling at the house, building garages, a lot of electrical work in general, plumbing. But I know a lot of people want to come to this channel because they see That Stereo Guys, and that came to be from, that's what they call me. They call me That Stereo Guy when they see me in public, and that's where the questions start. So I did some Facebook videos and people liked them, and they said they'd like to see more videos and maybe projects and how to do. So to give you a little taste of what we'll be doing on the channel and how the channel will get better, and maybe I'll get better at this video thing. I'm not used to being on this side of the camera, so I apologize. Some of the things you'll see will be just from basic box building enclosures to radio installations, to a lot of wiring techniques, some proper ways to do things. We often find that people do these things, but they don't do them properly, and that usually leads to problems. And we want to try to correct that in the market. It's really getting bad these days with the online purchasers and the do-it-yourselfers. While we do support that, we want to make sure you're doing it the correct way. And you know, with 20 years of experience in this business, I think we have something to offer that community too. But I don't want people to feel that it's just that community that will have something offered to them. We do a lot of custom fiberglassing, and that can branch from what I'm building to maybe how you interact with it. Just because I'm building a speaker box or a custom shelving unit doesn't mean you can't take the same skills and apply it to something that you want to do for your own self. And it could be related to a totally different area, like a custom project on a boat or something similar to that. Other things that we'll be doing, you will see remodeling processes. This building is actually going through a remodel right now. I've got most of that kind of framed out right now. I don't want people to see how bad it looks in here, but it's come a long ways. You'll see custom lighting, LEDs, a lot of LEDs. We do a lot of stuff with that, backlighting. Obviously I should be working on some of that for my camera, but this is a new process to me, so that'll come in future days. Garden work, homework, as far as around the house, things that you do in everyday life. You will see projects, custom builds, how I've taken what I've done in this business and learned to work on my own home, and to make it more pleasurable, I guess. And we're building garages left and right, it seems. We just built one at the house. A lot of the work will be done in that. Custom CNCing. We love our CNC machine. It's I guess you would call it a kit CNC machine. It's called the Bigfoot or Blackfoot. It's been a while since I've looked at the name of it. But it was a kit that you build yourself, and we did that, and it taught me a lot about the CNC world, and then I started learning the coding. So I think we'll appeal to a lot of people because what we're offering is not just a one-track solution channel, which those are great channels, don't get me wrong, but I think in my channel I want to offer the kind of just the life of a person that doesn't stop at business. It doesn't just teach you this, it teaches you reality at home, working on stuff. I've been a woodworker for years, and I've learned a lot from that, and some valuable, affordable techniques. There's times where I get what I want, and there's times where I can't afford it, and I have to find a way to make it look good on, I guess you would call it a shoestring budget. Thanks Dave Gatton for that one. And so I've got a tractor. You know, we've got 3 acres out on our land, and so you'll see some bigger kind of projects that you might not expect to see just because the channel is called That Stereo Guys. Again, that name came from what people call me, and I want to use that because I'm proudly called That Stereo Guy. For my years of work in this business, I've done some pretty wild things that I'll show you in the picture slide later. Some of the other things you'll see on our channel, house remodeling, some of the plumbing that you have to go through. Sometimes we have a bad day and we just want things done and we run a wire to get it done, but that's not what I'm here to show you. I'm here to show you how to do things the proper way. And I think what will appeal to a lot of our users or followers is the fact that we can show you how to do it cheaply. And sometimes in this market, it's hard to afford some of the nicer things that people have. And while we may have some nice things, it isn't always that nice to come up with the money to pay for them. So you will learn an affordable way to approach things. You don't have to buy a $200 tool like I have because it's what I do for business. I can show you how to use a hammer and a chisel to do the same job, and you might spend a few extra minutes doing it, but you get the job done and you get it done right. And that's what we're here for. And there's going to be a lot of woodworking projects. My friend Steve Carmichael, who has a channel, The Carmichael Workshop, kind of introduced me to this stuff, and it fascinated me. And then I watched some new startups, and it fascinates me to show the world what we've each learned and different ways that we all do things, and how this brings us together to communicate in a way that we've never been able to before. And I'm probably a little late on the video game, but I think we'll have a decent YouTube channel, and I hope to have a lot of subscribers and people around the world. I look forward to your comments, suggestions, things that help us innovate, things that help you innovate, questions that we've already dealt with, and maybe questions we have that you've already dealt with. And I feel like ultimately that's what the YouTube channel is about. This is basically doing it for fun, and you'll learn over time as I get more comfortable being on this side of the camera. I'm kind of a goofy guy. I don't take much serious. We're all going to die one day, so let's have fun while we're here. You'll see the demolition of some things, in particular a house coming up, things that will teach you how we've done in our area and how we've been able to afford them, whereas typically I would not be able to go out and buy a house just to tear it down, but it's an adjacent property that will benefit us in the end. So you'll see some projects coming along there. Scabbing of garages, rebuilding, building from ground up. Back to the audio. I don't know which direction this channel will go in. We'll post some videos. We'll see what attention is grabbed and which videos grab the most attention. And we'll try to cater to those subscribers the most for obvious reasons. But we don't want to leave the other guys out that want to learn a particular subject and dig through those videos, and rather than just make a request and a video be made to cater to that person, because if that one person's asking a question, odds are someone else wants to know the answer to that question too, and they're digging for the answer. So let us know in the comments, what's right, what's wrong, that my phone should have probably been on vibrate before I allowed that to happen.